tell you, I'm the very reason why everybody is here today. Didn't call me Bruce the Bump for nothing. But anyway, I listened to John's kind words and Gordon's kind words, and I remembered you said you didn't want to disclose the secrets of a true marriage. And I remember you've forgotten, you told me once upon a time, the secret is you have completely different interests. And so what I do remember is that phoning home one night in relatively modern times, you were out chopping wood or doing whatever it was you do, and I said, Mum, where's Dad? She said, oh, he's out chopping wood. And I said, what's new in the house? She said, oh, he's bought a TV. I said, oh, right, okay. Is it plasma? Says Mum. And a little silence, she comes back on the phone and she says, no, it's a Panasonic. I must say that last night part of my dreams were shattered because many years ago I gave a computer to my father, and I'd started to write a book about my pathetic, simple life, and I forgot to delete it on the computer when I gave it to my father. So some years later he must have gone through the hard drive or the C drive or whatever it was, and there he found this opening chapter of the book, which he found quite amusing. But I do remember part of it was, in fact, how these guys must have met in 1965 and had to introduce to their parents that they were getting married because of a certain bump. And I had envisaged that, in fact, I knew at the time my father had a Vespa scooter, and that my mother possibly rode pillion on it, and it occurred sometime between January 1965 and March, obviously the wedding that some of you were at. And I had envisaged that they drove over to Paisley to, you know, Father's the son of a preacher, and he went to see him. Yes, it was totally destroyed. I thought they'd done a round trip on a Vespa between January and March, freezing conditions in Scotland. And I found out last night in conversation with Uncle John and Auntie Margaret, in fact it was an Austin A40 or something. So there we are, and what other memories do we have? They decanted me off to New Zealand, of course, and they subcontracted the parenting out and left me in the duck pond with bare feet, no clothes in fact. And my sister was born there, and we came back to Scotland, and well, I remember all the bits and pieces, and I guess one of the foremost moments in relatively modern times was the evening that I made a bomb. With a number of my friends I'd made a bomb, and my parents were at this stage, they used to go to fancy dress parties. And I think on this particular evening they'd gone to Regal's house, and I think while they were having their aperitifs or whatever, there was an almighty bang, and they would never have known to this, well they did of course. They came driving past the crime scene, there was police cars, sirens, and all kinds of things, and it was myself and my good pals, just, we made a big bomb. It was done in a beer keg, it was 28 pounds of raw explosives, which it was quite a feat actually, because it was a rainy September night, a bit like today, it was raining, and we couldn't ignite the beer keg that we'd packed with explosives, and it was a disaster. Finally, knowing that my father was a gadget freak and always had a little trinket or dinket somewhere in his garage, I piped up to the boys and I said, let's head over to Picket Cross, he's got a gas camper stove, we can use that. Off we went, got the gas stove, propped the beer keg up on some bricks, and it did launch. And trees fell down, and sheep mounting cows and all kinds of things in the fields, and then we decided, well, that's probably enough for tonight. And we headed off home, and we got home, and well, I was charcoal black, you know, I was covered in dust and all kinds of things, and my sister was, there she is over there, she was sitting watching horror movies when I walked through the door. Looked up, and I turned round to her and I said, I've really done it this time, you know, you're going to kill me. even burnt my clothes. I had a bit of a wash.
No, neither of us knew how to use the washing machine.
The normal thing you do as a 16-year-old in Dumfries on a Friday night, go for a pint and pretend you're one of the big guys. We go to the pub, and in walks our dear neighbour Chuff Moultrie, who comes straight over to me and says, "Did you hear about that bang tonight, big man?" What bang are you talking about? So this, the whole thing had clearly gathered a bit of momentum, and I went home that night, and one of my friends phoned me and he says, "Have you seen your mum and dad?" I said, "No, they're at a party. I don't know where they are." Well, I didn't want to tell them. I said, "I'm in big trouble. I had to go and see the policeman next door, and we've got to go into the police station and own up for it because they think there's IRA and all kinds of things. So would you please just go and, would you come into the police station with me?" So the police station at this time was on Queen Street, I think. We walked through the front door and walked up to the desk and told the desk sergeant we did it. And there was a whole load of stuff going on, and it included the fact that we had to give statements that were about 20 pages long. And at one point during my statement, the police officer said to me, he said, "What did you say your name was again?" I said, "It's Bruce Evans." He said, "Aye, is your dad a doctor?" I said, "Yeah, okay." He said, "Hang on a minute." And they went out and they came back in and they said, "You know, you're really entitled to have someone the same sex and age witness your statement today. Do you want to nominate someone to come in and witness your statement?" I said, "No, just get on with it." So on they went and they did the whole thing. And I think by this time they'd realised it wasn't the incident they really hoped it was. We ended up, went back home. I got a nice little escort and CID people everywhere. And they took me home and they said, "Right, where is your mother and father?" I said, "Well, they're actually, they're at a party tonight. And, oh, where's that party? We'll just go round there and visit." I said, "Oh, no, maybe not a good idea." I said, "Well, we'll just wait here in the driveway for them. It's now about 2 or 3 in the morning." So I said, "Well, maybe that's not a good idea, because sometimes they stay over when they go to these parties. You never know if they're coming back or not." "What did you say?" So finally they said, "Okay, we're leaving, but we'll be back in the morning." So, well, about an hour later, there was a little Renault 4 went screeching round the gate post, hit it in fact, the wing mirror clipped the gate post, screeched it off, and I came down to the lobby to greet them, and it was, "What are you doing up?" I said, "Well, no, I just thought I'd tell you I made a bomb and I'm in a bit of trouble." "Get to your bed," they said. Okay, right, I did what I was supposed to do, and I went to bed, and parenting as it was, and I got into my bedroom, and my mother came back from the bathroom and stuck her head round the door and she said, "What did you say you did?" "Oh, actually, I made a bomb." And she said, "That's terrible, that's a terrible thing to do." And off everybody went to bed, and the doorbell rang at 9 o'clock in the morning, and there were the CID all there ready to charge me under some Guy Fawkes Act, actually. They changed it since they had all kind of stuff, but it's an intent to damage persons and property or something like that. And him running around the house going, "See nothing, I'm phoning the lawyer." But anyway, they dragged me up, and what happened after that was, after the dust had settled a little bit, the father got a bit inquisitive and he said, "When you jump in the car with me, son?" I said, "What?" He said, "Just want to go and see where you made this bomb."
Still recording.
So we went down and had a jolly good
I'm getting sore arms.
crater that we made, and the trees were all falling down all over the place. And finally, sometime after that, I was admonished and dismissed. And since then, my upbringing's been quite good. I'm nearly there. Yeah. And, anyway, that was my big excursion, and I think they enjoyed it. But here's to them. They're all happy and healthy. And, sorry to bore you with all that. No.